Yeah, we're starting. Hi, chat. What's up?
Hello.
Hope everyone's having a good
Hi.
night, good day, good evening. I dragged in Razor and Magma.
Yes, hi.
So I think
Hi,
many
hi.
of you already saw the the thumbnail, because I did this one a day in advance, which I normally don't do because I'm kind of lazy. So I try and get around to, when people suggest me stuff in the Discord, to at least watch it and maybe see if it's like a stream-worthy thing. And I got sent this one, which was Disney taught your kids to fear femininity in men. And
It's just absurd.
the thumbnail says Disney's queer-coded villains, and it's got a picture of fucking Scar from The Lion King. And I was admittedly just confused, right? Because, like, let's go down the list, right, chat, of... Because I'm assuming they're doing Disney Golden Age, to a degree, because they showed a picture of Scar. So, we have Cinderella, who had Maleficent. Woman, immediately discarded. We have Snow White, who had the Evil Queen. Woman, immediately discarded. Then we have Beauty and the Beast, which is where we get, like, one of our first male villains. It's Gaston, peak masculinity Gaston, definitely trying to teach men to fear femininity or some shit. I don't know. Next, I can think of, we have Tarzan, who has Clayton, who is a big mustachioed, big game hunter, like rippling with muscles like Gaston. Definitely peak femininity as well. We have Count Frollo, whose entire thing is wanting to fuck a gypsy chick. And he's like a Catholic priest or something. Definitely peak masculinity to a degree. The only ones I could even remotely think was, like, maybe sort of gay were Jafar and Captain Hook. But then you have to think about, like, intent. Captain Hook is not meant to look gay. He is meant to look like an aristocratic pirate. When they designed him, they were not thinking, let's make this a gay man. They were thinking, let's make him a pirate from, like, the 1800s. Was their thought process. And then with Jafar, he still wants to fuck the shit out of Jasmine. Granted, we could debate the reasons. Maybe he just really wants to be Sultan and that's his way to do it.
I mean, he is an Arab, so...
But he's still just... He's probably the closest you can get to it, and it's really just because of the eyeliner thing. But even then, like, everybody in that movie wears eyeliner. So...
I mean, a lot of nobility in that region at that time had eyeliner. They all had guy liner.
Yeah. And I'm thinking it through down the whole list. And then I'm starting to think of, like, even new Disney villains. Because we have Hans, who I wouldn't say, like, Hans is peak masculinity, but he's not, like, a fucking twink either. With Rapunzel, we have another woman. We have Mother Gothel. You don't really have a specific villain for Moana, technically. It's more like a spirit, sort of, with Te-Fiti.
Well, there's a crab guy. I forget his
It was
name.
like a fucking lobster, wasn't it?
Hades? Yes, we do have Hades. So here was the thing. Hades was 100% gay. Every interaction he had with Megara in that movie just reads absolute gay best friend. Granted, I don't think they were teaching people to, like, fear Hades, though, because Hades came off as, like, one of the best parts of that movie, not gonna lie.
Hades was great.
I love Hades.
Have you seen the actor that has been playing Hades at Disney World? I've been seeing I've been seeing a lot of the clips on my YouTube feed, but the guy's fucking hysterical.
Yeah. Look, I get historical Hades absolutely smashing Persephone, and he deserves it, because historical Hades was actually a pretty decent guy, according to, like, everything we have of the mythology. But Disney Hercules Hades, absolute gay best friend. 100%. Which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, there's, like, exactly one story about Hades being a dick, and that story was added after all of the mythology was set in stone, just because they wanted to make him look like a dick. There's literally one story where he's a dick, and it came like hundreds of years after his mythology had already been set in stone.
Yep.
So Hades, honestly, cool guy. We're team Hades in this chat.
Wasn't he also like fucked over by Zeus? Because Zeus was a massive prick.
He was, but Hades was also considered the smarter of the brothers. So basically, the idea was the three brothers got to kind of fight over what they wanted, and Zeus, for obvious reasons, really wanted the sky because it's where the other gods are, and obviously it's cool. And Poseidon was kind of chill with the sea because most of the planet is the sea, so he was pretty down with that. But nobody wanted like hell, so they both kind of forced it on Hades, or at least he made them think they forced it on him. In reality, Hades wanted hell because in Greek mythology there is really no heaven for humans. Everybody goes to hell. You don't really have a choice. So Hades was keenly aware that his power would only infinitely grow as people died, and he basically had a limitless army.
Also, I just forgot I was making rice. Let me go grab my rice.
Have fun with your rice. Real quick, thank you so much, Danny K Music, for the 75 CAD. Merry early Christmas. Don't spend it all in one place, but for real, I hope you have a wonderful holiday and great 2026. And to chat, all of you have an amazing time as well. Thanks for the laughs and the fun. Can't wait for more. Super appreciated. And I'm glad you do enjoy the streams. I'm glad everybody enjoys them. They're fun to do. And thank you, Wolfsbane, for 2. Don't forget Rorik from Atlantis and Silver from TP. I'm absolutely blanking on Silver from TP.
Treasure Planet.
Oh, Captain Silver?
Think so.
I don't.
Well, he's more of a anti-villain. It wasn't even.
It didn't really have a specific overall antagonist for Treasure Planet. It was a lot more. It was muddy. It was very muddy.
The only true antagonist was the lobster guy in Treasure Planet. I forget his name.
Mr. Scar.
Yeah.
But yes, Rorik is also peak masculinity. You know what's not talked about a lot with Atlantis? So, technically, the person who kind of dealt the killing blow to Rorik and fixing everything was Olga, and she just kind of dies. It never comes up again. She kind of gets crushed by the blimp thing they have and killed in the volcano lava. Mr. Scroop, thank you. But it doesn't really come up again that Olga just kind of dies.
It was a noble sacrifice.
Advance Ray 2000. I'm a new viewer, but I do be watching the streams on YouTube. Thank you. What I recall, they did a lucky game to see who gets who, but I can just be pulling that out of my A. She's missing. Of all the kind of older Disney movies, my favorite 2 were always Aladdin and Treasure Planet.
Treasure Planet was purposely killed by Disney so they can start scrapping the 2D model.
I know.
It's also, they purposely bloated the film's budget with the
and Atlantis
model. Yeah, and the model of the ship was all 3D rendering, so that bloated the budget.
Oh, that wasn't purposely bloating the. It wasn't purposely bloating it. It just naturally was bloated. They wanted to make this fantastic movie, and they used a proprietary software that only Disney had at the time. Way too much. And it made the movie look beautiful, don't get me wrong. It looks so fucking good. But there's a really good example is the scene in Tarzan where he's sliding down the vines was made using that proprietary software. The scene only lasts like a minute, and it cost out the fucking wazoo for it cost almost the entire budget of the original movie for that one 1 minute scene. It's ridiculously expensive software at the time. It's probably not so bad these days for obvious reasons.
Because everything is 3D animated, anyways.
Yeah, but at the time it was so expensive. Also, one of the only good licensed video games from the time was the Treasure Planet game for PlayStation.
I heard it was good.
I have never seen gameplay.
Treasure Planet was the shit.
It was. I don't think I have any gameplay of it. Let's see if I can find it really quick. It's PS2, right, chat? I think. Because the thing is, it was basically like a Jack and Daxter type game.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, now we're talking about Tarzan. I got the song stuck in my head now.
You're welcome.
2 worlds, 1 fan.
Thank you, Noir, for 5. It's not Disney, but peak masculinity is Miguel and Tulio from Road to El Dorado. I love the fact that they snuck in a scene where Shell definitely 100% gave him a blowjob.
Wait, what?
Have you never seen it?
Nope.
I gotta rewatch the movie now.
There's a scene where Tulio walks in on Miguel and Shell, and Shell like shoots up from about where his crotch is, and her hair is all messy. And Tulio slowly gets up with like this absolute look on his face, and he is very clearly in heaven.
I'm gonna finish up.
That is amazing. Back when Disney actually
Here,
could
no,
do
I will
adult
send
humor
it to
in
both
movies.
of you. I'm not sending it as a PNG. No, I need the GIF, because that's the important bit. Here, if I do it this way, it should work.
Oh, we're gonna see a lot of people dying pretty soon.
Why?
Gary from Zootopia is so popular in China that the online platform has seen a surge in venomous pit viper purchases.
Oh dear God, yeah. When she fucking raised her hair, her mouth was like open. God damn.
There you go, chat. 100% everyone is convinced she was giving them a blowy.
Oh yeah, that was she gave him a mouth present, all right.
It's my favorite adult joke in any movie.
Either she was giving him a blowjob or she was eating a really big churro.
That is amazing.
100% one of my favorite adult jokes in any movie, any children's movie.
Oh, so I feel like she was patient zero for big booty Latinas for a lot of millennials.
Oh, 100%.
And for Gen Z too.
There's so much porn of her.
I can believe it.
Wolfsbane for 10. Technically, Helga was just getting revenge for the betrayal. She's still a bad guy. Also, they purposely did that to Treasure Planet, Atlantis, and The Princess and the Frog, all of which were good movies. I knew they did it to Treasure Planet and Atlantis. I did not know they fucked over The Princess and the Frog.
What was it?
Bombed so hard that they
El
scrapped
Dorado
the
is
2D.
DreamWorks, not Disney. Okay. Well, I mean,
No.
they said it's not Disney. El Dorado was also really good, though. I loved it.
It was good.
Shell wasn't Latino. It's debatable. Because
Latin
the thing is,
American.
she's technically Native American, right? But the Spaniards specifically landed in what would be considered like modern day Mexico. The Spaniards, when they first landed, were more in the South American region than they were America. When the British came, they were more in the American region. She would become Latino. Just Rabbit went commando through the entire movie. There. Yeah. But chat, we are going to get into this video, so I hope you're all ready. And if you need anybody to blame, you can blame my Discord because they're. You guys have it up, by the way?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, I got it up. Do we all hit play at the same time, or
No, so
or
with
do you
Watch
hit-
Together, if one of us hits
All right.
play, it plays for
Oh.
everybody.
That's neat.
And if somebody hits pause, it pauses for everybody. That way, if somebody has something to say, they don't have to ask for it to be stopped.
Yeah, God, if I wasn't sick, I would have had a beer for this.
Have you
Yeah.
ever noticed that male Disney villains always seem kind of gay? That is to
So we had the extensive discussion about this at the start of the stream. I am not going to touch on it again. But think about it, chat. Can you think of just one Disney male villain that you immediately go, yeah, he seems fruity, other than Hades, because we've already confirmed that Hades is the gay best friend.
Hades.
Hades is the gay best friend.
It was only Hades.
Not that I could think of, but I can think of many Disney adults who are kind of fruity.
Yeah.
say they always seem to possess the various characteristics and traits that we associate with homosexuality when they present in men. Theatrical, flamboyant, graceful, dramatic. They throw their hands up in exasperation. Oh, lots of eye rolling, lots of gesturing. Meanwhile, the heroes? Traditionally masculine, stoic, physically powerful. This is not a coincidence. It's called queer coding, and it reveals something much deeper than Disney's animation choices. It reveals patriarchy's absolute terror of any sign of femininity.
Oh my god.
No!
That word gives me a brain tumor every time.
Oh, we're not dealing with woke anymore. We're dealing with an SJW. Oh god.
That is woke.
I know, but it's a traditional one. Oh.
That is something that comes up, by the way, is that I don't think a lot of people understand, but somebody mentioned it. James Wood said his performance for Hades was shiesty car salesman. And if you think about it, for the time, it was. And that's something a lot of people like this don't get, is all of these are sort of products of their time. And when people say that, they normally mean like, oh, you have to ignore the problematic elements of them. Well, no, what you actually mean is there were different sensibilities when it was made, which means people read characters as something different back when it first came out. So when Hades first came out, he was kind of, you know, the sleazy car salesman who's trying to get you into like a really shitty deal on probably the worst Toyota Corolla you've ever seen in your life. But nowadays, we're kind of like, oh yeah, he's gay best friend. 100%. And it was different back then. You can't say Pleakley from Lilo and Stitch because technically not a villain. You'd have to say Gantu, who is, again, peak masculinity. For an alien, I guess.
Why did they get rid of Gontu in the live action?
I'm Therese, and today we're examining why Disney systematically codes male villains as queer, and how that coding is really about punishing any man who dares to be feminine, theatrical, or gender nonconforming. Because when it comes to the men, they aren't just queer-coded villains, they're feminine villains. And in patriarchy, femininity in men is the ultimate transgression. This video is part of
When, though? Because
Feminine.
here's the thing that a lot of people, like when they say this, right, that don't make any sense. Yeah, gay people were treated worse back in the day, for sure. But you could have feminine men all the time, right? Like, people would call you gay, but you weren't punished for it. Unless you actually were gay, then you weren't punished for it.
Yeah, being flamboyant back then didn't mean you immediately got the gay label. It just, you were flamboyant, you were dramatic, you were overly dramatic. You weren't homosexual. You were just being dramatic.
Looks like she got her degree in African American Studies.
I mean, there too. Let's be real. There's been a lot of Captain Jack Sparrow, right? One of the most popular, probably most cosplayed Disney hero. And he's flamboyant as hell.
That's also because he's drunk as fuck at all times.
Oh yeah, that too. And he's batshit insane. But,
Michael Jackson was odder than most men and still king of pop. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Freddie Mercury, literally gay as shit.
Mizutamari.
The voice actor who played Batman for the Batman animated series, he was gay.
That didn't narrow that down at all.
And he was a fucking damn good voice actor, though.
Carson Pierce.
My series analyzing fairy tales and rom-coms through a feminist lens, we've looked at how Disney teaches girls to be silent and sacrificial, subservient, and how female power and agency is pathologized with the female villains. In this video, I'm examining what Disney...
Wait, what was it? What did she say?
What?
Sorry, yeah, Kevin Conroy. I forgot for a second there. I mean, like, congested to fuck all and back.
Subservient, and how female power and agency is pathologized with the female villains. In this
What are you talking about?
Female villain. I talk about the new.
What the fuck is this bitch talking about?
video, I'm examining what Disney teaches about masculinity, specifically that any deviation from traditional masculinity is evil. Before we get started, you know the drill. Love or hate, like and share, because the algorithm does not care.
Yeah, chat, remember to like and share my video. Much appreciated.
Yeah, like and share Mizu's content.
Let's define queer coding first. It is the practice of portraying characters as LGBTQ+ through stereotypical mannerisms, like appearance and behavior, without explicitly commenting on their sexuality. I mean, because it's a kid's movie, come on. It's all subtext, all implication. Everything about how they're animated, how they're voiced and styled, signals queerness to the audience. Many queer people, myself included, look back at their childhoods and realize that they always seem to identify more with the villains than the heroes in these stories.
I don't think that has anything to do with them being queer or not. I think that might just be a problem with you.
Yeah, and also a lot of Disney villains, it's pretty obvious they're bad guys. Like, they're bad people. Like, what was it? What the fuck was the guy's name from fucking Notre Dame again? What was his name? Lord, whatever the fuck.
You mean Count Frollo?
Count Frollo, yeah,
The
Count
one that
Frollo.
wanted to fuck the gypsy chick?
Like, yeah, like he is a religious extremist. Like, he is an example of, like,
I'm
what's
trying to
the
think
word?
who
Like-
she's
like
talking about.
being
She's like, we
overzealous.
identify more with the villains. I'm like, which one specifically? I want to know.
The only one I can think of is the villain from Avatar, the blue alien one, not the Last Airbender.
Oh, Quaritch?
That's not Disney,
yeah, dude,
though.
I fucking love Colonel Quaritch. He was the real hero.
But we never really understood why. Queer coding, that's why. And the Disney animated feature is a masterclass in queer coding. Here is my thesis. Disney's queer coded villains aren't really about homophobia. They're about misogyny. These villains are
Stop looking for shit where there is nothing there. That is pissing me off.
I just you hate gay people because you hate women, not because you hate gay people. The fuck does that mean?
Like, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Mental gymnastic bullshit.
Gay men most hated, women most offended. What are you smoking? Like, she really did say people that hate gay men are most affecting women. Like, what are you talking about?
How does that make any fucking sense?
It doesn't. It's just gymnastics, mental gymnastics. She's trying to make you feel guilty. That's it.
Well, it's not working. It's just making me want to fucking. I don't know if I
This
want to say it,
video
'cause
is
I'm going to
gonna
get
be
you
more
in
and
trouble
more
and
fun.
everybody here in
That's
trouble.
what it's doing.
Thank you for the 5. Wolf Spain, Michael Jackson, Prince, Freddie Mercury, David Bowie, Kiss, etc. These were the kings of pop and rock, and they had more puss than anybody.
punished for embodying any aspect of femininity. They're theatrical instead of stoic. They're graceful instead of physically powerful. Intelligent and strategic instead of action-oriented.
Would you like to know the actual reason behind that? It's because the main characters, and we know this for a fact because Disney has had notes leak about this, are somewhat meant to be self-inserts. You're supposed to, the little kids that watch Disney are supposed to self-insert themselves as Aladdin or Jasmine or Tarzan or Jane. So they're supposed to be kind of plain. They're supposed to be like
Yeah.
genuinely good people, but they're not supposed to have like a lot of opinions. The villains are supposed to be heavily characterized, so you can like try and really nail down that these are what they believe and that these are different people. Like they're not somebody you're supposed to self-insert as. It has nothing to do with like some weird homophobia about gay people. I don't know what the fuck she's on about.
I don't know either.
And also, majority of the Renaissance movies were going through the hero's journey as well.
Yeah.
Expressive instead of restrained. And because femininity is devalued under patriarchy, because feminine traits are associated with women and women are considered lesser, these male characters have to be villains. Disney taught generations of children that feminine men are dangerous, deceptive, and must be defeated by the real men. So why does this matter? It matters because these films shaped how millions of children understand gender and sexuality. The pattern reveals patriarchy's core fear: men who embrace femininity. Both queer people and feminist women are coded as villains in these stories. Anyone who threatens the traditional gender hierarchy must be defeated. So let's dive in. I'm going historical, I'm going detailed, and I'm connecting Disney's animation choices to the legislation that is being passed right now in the United States.
What? What? So you chose Scar. When did the first Lion King movie come out? Why is that being tied to legislation being passed now? What the fuck are you talking about? Holy shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like, one day a fucking Republican, congressman, took his kids to see The Lion King, saw Scar, decided the next day, we didn't do something about them gay folk.
I'm so excited to hear what her first example is. I hope it's not Scar. I hope Scar comes later because I want like something different.
Oh, Shirai
to
ready
start
to
off with. Oh,
Hey,
hi,
Shirai.
Shirai. Thank you. I'm sorry, YouTube is bad about the telling me.
Hey, hello,
things.
Shirai.
I didn't even see the notification either.
Do you want to join us for this?
You only see the raid if you're on top chat, but if you're on top chat, you miss a lot of chatters.
Oh.
And I normally actually mine on fan funding, so I don't miss any of the super chats because I don't want to miss anybody's message. And then I read the regular messages through Stream Elements because it combines both of my chats from Twitch and YouTube. And Twitter, apparently, but Twitter shows up as a YouTube chat for some reason. Yeah, Razor, I brought some people in because I needed somebody to suffer through this with me. Would you like to suffer through it with us, or you got to go to sleep? Either or, let's continue.
Targeting gender nonconforming people. To understand why Disney does this, we have to talk about the Hays Code, the motion picture production code enforced from 1934 to 19...
Hey, Shirai. If you just join any chat in the Discord, I'll drag you in. What the fuck?
Yeah, I see myself twice.
That's interesting. But yeah, Shirai. Oh, there she is.
I still find it funny how
Actually,
she
right.
thinks that the biggest
I'm gonna be back. I'm just gonna grab some rice. No.
While you do that, I'm gonna send you the watch together link.
Yeah.
Oh,
They say that the main threat to
I'm doing that.
the patriarchy is just feminine men.
Yes.
That doesn't make any
Gotta
sense.
go
but
with
it's
my
hilarious.
usual nickname, Beffrey Jepstein.
What?
Oh, yep, there it is.
You're always trying to get themselves in trouble.
I'll be back.
These people have to include modern ideology to past movies. They do. Because they have this belief that stuff that happened all those years ago is definitely still like super affecting us today. And some of it is, yeah. But a lot of it's like, no, bro, it was just a movie. It's the curtains are just blue.
The curtains are blue.
They're reading too much into it.
How long till this
It
kind of media
represents
discourse
also
dies
that.
out? It won't. It started with Anita Sarkeesian, and it's going to continue for the rest of our lives. Fun fact, chat, by the way. So if you don't know what the Bechdel test is, the Bechdel test is a feminist test to determine if a movie is considered feminist or not. It has three rules. You must have at least 2 women. They have to talk to each other for an extended period of time, and it has to be about something other than a male. To point out how stupid this is, because again, this is judging if movies are feminist or not, a majority of Tomb Raider movies do not pass the Bechdel test. Because typically Lara Croft is a solo act and she's normally by herself. Keijo, the anime about women that beat the shit out of each other with their tits and asses over a pool and get all wet and slippery, every single episode passes the Bechdel test with flying colors. Because there isn't a single episode where any of them talk to each other about dating a guy. It is entirely talking to each other about their careers and the upward mobility they want to have. So the Bechdel test is absolutely retarded. Makes no sense.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab some new journey.
Sounds
If
retarded.
Kira gets back, go ahead and play. I have my headphones on.
Got you. Every rom-com and chick flick fails the Bechdel test. It does. Most all of them do. Anything that is kind of meant to appeal to women definitely fails it. Surprisingly, a lot of the stuff that passes it is media meant for men, which is very funny, honestly. Because a lot of time with media focused towards men, you don't really want the women to talk about dating a man because they want the guy to be able to self-insert as her boyfriend. Creator of the test disavowed it too. So the creator of the test, to my understanding, was kind of doing it as a joke. And then for some reason, a bunch of people took it super seriously. Also, welcome back, Shirai.
Okay, so I have no clue what exactly we're up to right here.
So apparently, every male Disney villain is queer coded, and that is homophobic, which is abusive towards women because it teaches young boys to fear femininity. Also, something about the patriarchy. I kind of forgot that part.
For what it's worth, typically your single mother makes you fear femininity a lot more.
Yes. So don't worry, Shiroi. She'll explain it to us. We're just starting.
Hey, Shirai, do you pass the Bechdel test?
Do I pass the? Frick, I forget what the Bechdel test was.
It's the feminist test.
Yes, I know, but like the specific, what was it? Like 2 women in a room,
And they have to
talking
talk
about
to each
something
other
that is,
other than a
yeah,
guy.
they're talking to each other and they're not talking about men. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I'm gonna be honest, I really question how many things actually don't pass that. I feel like it's very disingenuous.
Funny is Keijo, the anime about the girls with tits and asses beating each other in a tournament style thing, which is very clearly meant to appeal to specifically men, passes the Bechdel test with flying colors every single episode. But almost every single Tomb Raider movie fails it because Lara Croft is a solo act and rarely has a second person with her in general.
Therefore, there can be no fellow woman to for her to bounce off of,
Yeah.
to talk
That is
about
ridiculous.
enlightening subjects like.
Also, a majority of lesbian porn passes the Bechdel test.
They're why?
Anyways,
It's a very flawed system. I think that's the most important thing.
1968 was Hollywood's self-censorship guidelines, and it had very specific rules about sexuality. Quote, sex perversion or any inference to it is forbidden. That's the actual language. And sexual perversion meant homosexuality. Under the Hays Code, LGBTQ plus people could not be portrayed positively in film. They could only appear as villains, tragic figures, or as comic relief. Here's what's crucial. The deeper pattern wasn't just about sexuality. It was about any sign of femininity in men. So why does femininity in men threaten patriarchy? Because patriarchy requires men to dominate and women to submit. It's a hierarchy that only functions if everyone performs their assigned role. Men who...
So I would like to point out, because I don't know if she mentioned when. So what is the oldest animated Disney movie?
Snow White.
I believe it is Snow White, yes.
Yeah, it's Snow White.
Yeah, it's their first ever animated movie.
Okay, the first feature length. I think it actually might have been the first feature length animated
The
movie. Actually,
1937. Old as shit.
Yep.
Although apparently they did produce shorts earlier than that, so Steamboat Willie in 1928.
yeah, but that was back when animation was like, you know, just kind of that was back when it was like, you know, kind of scary and terrifying to most people.
So the Hays Code, which she's talking about, was self-imposed censorship rules for Hollywood films that they did not necessarily have to follow, but a lot of people apparently chose to follow it. From 1934 to 1968. They specifically, everything they banned was profanity, any nudity, any explicit sex, any glorification of crime, any inclusion of homosexuality or interracial relationships.
Okay, the last one's weird.
You gotta remember 1930s.
Yeah, fair enough.
Eventually, this was replaced with the MPAA rating system.
We're still using MPAA, right?
Yes. So she is putting this forward as in this was some set of rules to specifically target these people. However, according to a lot of historical scholars, it seems like this was believed to be a set of rules to try and avoid the government cracking down on Hollywood and instituting, like, actual censorship. And they thought if they followed, like, a very strict code of rules, the government would leave them alone.
So she's blowing up one small thing about the Hays Code.
Oh my god. The innocence.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
To cover the entire thing. And majority of what Disney is known for the Disney Renaissance movies do not fall in the era of the Hays Code.
Wait, okay, I'm sorry. I feel like Gaston being considered clear coded is one of those things that I swear that is modern day propaganda.
This entire video is propaganda.
It is freaking propaganda. Gaston is a man among men. All right, he would never overcompensate because he's not really doing too well downstairs. But that's neither here nor there.
Beardmaster 5, Gaston, Clayton, Chernabog, Oogie Boogie are all queer coded, just to name a few. I will always disagree on Gaston because he is peak masculinity. But yes, reading through this, it seems like she is somewhat misunderstanding the Hays Code and what it was for. Granted, I'm not saying it was good, like it was 1930s sensibilities, but it wasn't like a specific attack on like queer people. It was, we don't want to get censored by the government, so we're just going to be super strict on ourselves. Funnily enough, according to this, the Hays Code actually led to government censorship. Because if you did not abide by the Hays Code, you could not release your movie in theaters. So they ended up getting busted for antitrust violations.
Oh.
Because not letting people release the movie in theaters for not following the code.
That's not a good look.
That's so funny.
Look, Walt Disney, he was kind of based. He was also kind of cringe.
Yeah. Well, it says this was just a self-imposed code across all of Hollywood. It didn't target Disney specifically.
Do you want to hear a crazy Disney fact?
I'm sure Walt Disney was very involved in like the creation or the whole thing.
I mean, early on, maybe not as much. It depends on how big Disney got early in the days.
Fair.
Anyways, we continue with the wonderful knowledge we're learning today.
Embrace femininity,
I feel so
reject
enlightened.
the dominance role. They reveal that masculinity isn't natural, that it's a performance, and that threatens the entire gender hierarchy. Feminine traits are emotionality, theatricality, grace, cooperation, concern with appearance. These traits are devalued specifically because they are associated with women. A man who acts feminine doesn't just challenge heteronormativity, he challenges the idea that masculine traits are superior. He reveals that the whole system is constructed. Disney animation was
Oh yeah, Shira, she said this earlier, but basically she said that yes, they are specifically targeting gay men, but by targeting gay men, they are targeting femininity. And by targeting femininity, that means they're misogynists that hate women.
Think of the.
Cooperation
they're
is a
attacking
feminine
gays
trait.
and
What?
women are suffering for it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know if this is sexist to say, but cooperation is not a feminine trait. It's actually the opposite of feminine.
Exactly.
Like how
Women
many?
hate each other.
How many of the like movies actually have like the teacher, the like helping people, being cooperative with the hero, and most of the time being a man, helping the other male lead.
But I hope that she gives us some good examples soon. I want to know.
1923, and
There
its
probably won't
golden
be.
age happened during Hays Code enforcement. The company absorbed the cultural message: feminine men equal dangerous deviants, and the villain formula was established.
That's something she's gonna get like on my nerves with this, because she says it was a cultural message. It wasn't a cultural message. It was a we don't want to get fucked by the government message. They're very different and they have very different purposes.
He just found a single article and went with it. That's it.
Yeah.
Masculine hero defeats feminine villain. Strength defeats scheming. Action defeats performance. Stoicism defeats theatricality. And the coding pattern became consistent. Villains are theatrical, graceful, intelligent, emotionally expressive, and vain. Heroes are stoic, physically powerful.
Like how she included vain as a gay feminine trait. Like,
Oh,
you know, they're
aggressive.
theatrical, they're
Graceful.
expressive, they're vain. It's like, okay, hon.
I don't think
That's
a lot
not-
of those villains were graceful, so I don't know why that term's there.
That's not very progressive. That's not very progressive at all.
Oh, early on in the video, she said, most of us, as we grew up, we found ourselves more identifying with the villains of Disney movies than the heroes, and that's because they're queer-coded. And I'm like, no, I think you found yourself identifying with the villains more for a very different reason, but I don't think you're ready for that level of introspection yet.
Powerful, action-oriented, and emotionally restrained. But this binary isn't really about sexuality. It's about acceptable versus unacceptable expressions of masculinity. Feminine equals unacceptable, which equals evil. And here's the thing, y'all. The Hays Code ended in 1968. Legal restrictions on portraying homosexuality disappeared. They've been gone for a long time. But the patriarchal gender policing, that has continued virtually uninterrupted. Cultural homophobia and misogyny are intertwined. Both punish gender nonconformity.
Why? Because we call people gay in high school?
The patriarch is still going on, then how come there were two female candidates for presidency?
Yeah.
Make it make fucking sense. Goddamn.
All these people came from Tumblr, you can't tell me otherwise. Yeah, fair.
Both enforce rigid gender roles. Both require that men dominate and women submit. And anyone who steps outside those roles is dangerous. Disney didn't invent this shit, but they did perfect it. They animated it in gorgeous Technicolor and sold it to hundreds of millions of children worldwide. And those children, we internalized it and we carried it with us into adulthood. I'm going to walk you through exactly what this looks like. Let's start with Jafar from Aladdin, because
I knew it! I knew Jafar was going to be on the list!
It's the eyeliner, okay? It's the freaking eyeliner.
It's the eyeliner.
He's too pretty. He's
So,
too pretty.
We know Scar is on the list because he is on her actual front page for this, like her thumbnail. But my other guesses for who she was going to pick was Jafar and Captain Hook. And that's all I could. That's the only ones I could even
I'm just
think of.
saying. I kind of feel like doing Captain Hook is a bit
Oh, and Hades. We all confirmed that
bit-
Hades is the gay best friend.
I feel like Captain Hook is a bit of a. Are you sure about this? Are you sure you want to do this one?
Also, isn't it a little bit of a self-report to see that scheming is a feminine trait and putting that in male villains make them more feminine?
Scheming and being vain.
Yeah, that's not a feminine trait. That's just an evil trait.
You say these are feminine traits. What are you talking about?
I mean, nowadays, yeah. Nowadays, yeah.
You know, women are evil after all.
This is
Women
one
are
I
evil.
think she's just like not realizing kind of what the dress they were going for was. Like he's an aristocratic Arabian guy. Like yeah, he's gonna look like this.
He's an
Based
advisor.
on his outfit.
He's Arabian nobility.
Well, I mean,
he was supposed to be the Sultan's, you know.
Well, she says it's the mannerisms that he's very like theatric. I mean, he's theatric because he's a sorcerer. Like he needs to.
I mean, sorcerers are very flamboyant. What do you like? What are you saying?
And they made him a sorcerer because that's like probably the only way he could have really done like a lot of the shit that he did, because he's portrayed as like being genuinely magic. Which I don't think we actually address a lot of the time, but like Jafar is like legit straight up magic.
I think his powers came from his staff, and then when he got the genie wish to be a sorcerer, that's when the true magic came in.
True. Beardmaster for 5. I wonder how she would interpret Tarzan, the guy raised by gorillas, defeating Clayton, the British aristocrat, in her insane framework. Yeah, I really hope she puts Gaston on this list, because there's an entire song about how masculine Gaston is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Look, I'm just saying. He's compensating is what he's doing.
Do you know about the Aladdin play Twisted that shows the story from Jafar's side of the story? I've always thought those plays were really gay and stupid.
Honestly,
Theater usually is not to be an asshole, but it usually
theater kids are the worst thing ever. Take it from somebody who was a theater kid at one time.
Exactly.
I used to be a stagehand, and they're insufferable.
Yeah.
Visually, Jafar is coded as feminine from the first frame. He's tall, statuesque.
Lady,
How is that feminine?
I don't think I need to.
I thought.
Somebody's got to tell you this, lady. Women, on average, are shorter than men. I don't know why your first feminine trait is tall.
Tall is not a feminine trait. What is this?
Hold on. Let's bring up all of the movies about tall girls. All of the things where you have a girl who is insecure about being tall. Can we bring every single one of those up?
You see that more in anime than you do in fucking Disney movies and shit.
And guess what? Men like tall women most of the time.
I'm pretty sure there was a movie that was, I think it was like just called Tall Girl or something like that.
It was on Netflix. Everybody hated it.
Oh no, it was a series.
Dude, I remember there was this tall girl in high school and she was kind of a bitch, so everybody just started calling her Snoo Snoo.
That's rough.
We were like, Snoo Snoo.
Chat, I'll see what I can do about the Mizu dead emote. I have to look through the YouTube emotes.
That's mean.
Anyways.
An elongated body that rejects the muscular, dense, masculine ideal. He doesn't walk, he glides. His movements...
Because he's magic, you dumb bitch!
Also, his feet are covered.
It's not supposed
He's
to
wearing a robe!
It's not supposed to portray him as, like, feminine. It's supposed to portray him as, like, ethereal and magic and, like, something otherworldly.
He's supposed to be, like, menacing and shit.
Yeah.
All imposing.
Fluid, serpentine. Jafar...
Yeah, because he turns into a snake at the end of the movie. He's supposed to look like a predator.
In Arab culture, the snake is a symbol of evil.
Hell, in Christianity, a snake is the symbol of evil.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, fucking goddamn, the fucking G.I. Joe franchise, fucking main villain as a snake is the goddamn symbol.
Yeah, she's
They're
missing like the
villains.
whole point of it. Because I'm trying to be like, okay, this is something that's come up before. Is like, but they designed him that way. It's like, yeah, they designed him to be magic because they wanted him to be magic, and then they worked it backwards from that. Also, because a lot of places did kind of have a court magician, so it gives like a reason for him to be there.
I'm gonna be honest though. In my personal opinion,
Also, yes, he is a
court
cobra. Sorry.
court magician just seems like the job most likely to end up being taken by at least a closeted guy. You know.
Yep.
Was animated by
Well, if you also
Andreas
notice, a lot of wizards are twinks too.
Yeah. Like she's thinking about this weird. She's like, oh, snakes are associated with women. No, snakes are associated with Satan. It's called the Bible. Pick it up. This is one of the
book she probably has never bothered to fucking pick up and read.
It's one of the oldest, most influential texts in the history of the world. That's why snakes are like evil coded. It's not because they're like women. But you talk about they're like women. I mean, they are like women, but that's a different story.
I mean, men did get fucked over because a bitch decided to eat an apple, so...
Yeah.
A German-American animator who brought a specific physicality to the character. He described the process of designing Jafar in 2012 on his personal blog. Quote, I had just finished work on Gaston, who had to be handled with a certain...
I want that statue so bad. I love Jafar.
Oh, Jafar's great. He's one of my favorite villains.
I would kill for like an original statue of like from their work process. Oh.
Amount of realism. And I remember thinking, not with Jafar. Here was a chance to design and animate a character who belonged in a graphically stylized world. But how would I handle Jafar's personality? I knew I wanted hands that you wouldn't want to touch. I tried to minimize the line mileage in the design. Still, not stylized enough. After one more pass, I was comfortable with these animatable shapes. This is the design directors Ron Clements and John Musker approved. Watch Jafar's hands, elegant gestures, particularly when he's casting spells, long fingers, graceful movements. He wears jewelry, an earring, an elaborate headpiece.
Literally everybody in the palace wears jewelry, even the good guys.
It's like, okay, you do realize that men have traditionally worn jewelry as well. It's like, dude, you look at like any culture, people like gold.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Mr. T, the most masculine black man, and like.
We talked at the start about Road to El Dorado, and like, what's the first thing they do when they find out that the people think they're gods? They deck themselves out in gold jewelry, head to toe. Like, men wear jewelry.
It's nice. It's pretty. It shines. It's like, come on.
Also, thank you, Artemis, for the 2. The Bible is a New York Times bestseller for years.
Yeah. So she's reading off the how Jafar was made as a villain. So I'm getting at he was made to be a villain, made to draw like a villain. What the fuck is this being for queer coding? Like, what? Are you
also like how she says that they made his hands elegant. It's like you just read it. He said he tried to design the hands as something you would not want to touch. Since when have men ever looked at women and been like, ugh, feminine hands, I don't want to touch those things. They can't touch me. That's not how that works, you dumb hoe. God.
His beard is aggressively groomed. His appearance carefully maintained.
He's an aristocrat.
I forget the term.
You're gonna hate to hear this, lady, but a lot of men aggressively groom their facial hair. That used to be
one of them.
Dude,
The amount of time
old school handlebar mustache.
The amount of time I put into my mustache every morning, I take care of it. It's mine. The Navy can't take it away from me.
You want to bring up like a chart of like historical mustaches and facial hair? Like, dude, we can go.
the feminine trait of having a very groomed beard.
Yeah, if you're the bearded lady at the fucking circus.
Or a dwarf.
This man cares a lot about how he looks. And under patriarchy, male vanity is suspicious. Now listen to his voice.
My life is but to serve you, my lord.
Actor Jonathan Freeman gave Jafar a smooth, oily, and seductive delivery. Theatrical pauses, dramatic emphasis. He hisses his F's is.
Because he's a snake. This is a snake theme. Why are you not getting the snake theme? It annoys me.
He's the royal advisor to the Sultan. He's trying to usurp the throne underneath the Sultan. He's woman. This just
A speech pattern that is coded as effeminate. And he's emotionally expressive.
Why is rolling your S's effeminate? I'm trying to figure it out.
It's a very interesting feminine trait right there.
What are you talking about, feminine trait? He's so
in ways
weird.
that heroes never are. Contrast this with Aladdin. Aladdin does parkour. He's not book smart, but he's street smart, physically capable, action oriented. He wins through direct confrontation and physical prowess. He's earnest, not theatrical.
No, he doesn't. He literally wins by outsmarting Jafar.
that's actually how he beat Jafar. He's like, you never. These are the strongest thing.
He plays the Jafar. He plays his ego. And then...
Oh.
He also, he's speedy, he's got a lot of parkour, but he does not have physical prowess outside of that. Like, all of the guards are way bigger than him and can beat his ass at any moment.
That's right. He didn't confront the guards. The entire first scene of Aladdin's him running away from the guards.
Yeah, he's not thinking.
Aladdin just literally starts out the gate with he got 5 stars.
Also, you want to talk about people who are dressed kind of gay? Let's talk about Aladdin for a minute.
He's half naked all the time, always got his shirt
puffy
open.
Pants, the best. Jeez, man, you look like you'd fit in a strip club. Jeez.
No, he's the 5th member of the Village People.
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
Masculine, not feminine. Jafar schemes. He manipulates. He uses intelligence over brawn. And the film codes this as deceptive and evil. The message? Intelligence without traditional masculinity is threatening. The feminine man must be defeated by the masculine action hero. Jafar's desire for power through manipulation, a feminine strategy, is illegitimate. Aladdin's worthiness through action, a masculine strategy, is heroic. The film teaches children feminine approaches to power are evil. Masculine approaches are good. Scar might be.
What you're saying is that
Scar is a fucking lion.
Usurp the throne underneath the Sultan is a feminine trait that is bad because it's feminine trait. No, it's bad because it's evil.
Also, we're moving on to Scar, which means that's the entirety of her reasoning for why Jafar is queer.
I wanna drop another thing in here on
She's reading way too much into this shit.
Are you sure this is the angle you want to go?
She is reaching.
Are you implying that it is a feminine trait? And these are your words. That not taking action is considered a feminine trait.
Yeah, being passive and not doing anything is woman coded. God, this lady is so weird.
One of the
Are
most
you sure this is the angle you want to go from?
queer-coded villains in the Disney canon. Visually, he's
Okay, so that's why Scar is on the front. She believes Scar is the most queer Disney villain. Not Hades, who literally everyone agrees is the gay best friend. Literally everyone agrees Hades is the gay best friend. No, it's Scar. Scar is the gay as fuck one.
Scar has to manipulate and scheme because there's no way he can match Mufasa in a one-on-one fight. He's
Also,
weak.
Scar is the only Disney villain in their canon that directly references Nazi goose-stepping. So, clearly...
Nazi what?
Most...
Yeah! You do not notice that?
The entire scene with the be prepared with the hyenas is supposed to reference Nazis.
I'm gonna say though, devil's advocate, that eyeliner is on point.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Is she saying that that the Nazis were the good guys now?
The Nazis were the gay ones. I mean, they were masters of fashion after all.
Look at how they fucking dress, dude.
Yeah, they were masters of fashion.
And their uniforms were considered very pornographic for their time.
I believe one such quote on that one was, all they're missing is the whip or something like that.
Oh, the riding crop, yeah.
Yeah.
Which they did have.
Darker. In
What's
every way,
that? It's not
physically
via
lesser.
your
And the way he
bum
moves.
Tight.
The little
Oh, God.
wrist gesture. You know what I'm talking about.
Must have slipped my mind.
He lounges. He drapes himself over rocks. He's languid where Mufasa is strong and powerful.
Oh, I shall practice my curtsy.
There's a scene where Scar is talking to Mufasa and he's grooming his claws right in the middle of the conversation. He's literally manicuring himself while Mufasa lectures him about responsibility. Scar slinks. He slithers. Mufasa
Why are you so hung up on the snake thing? Like,
I don't fucking get it.
what is it with you and saying that women are snakes? Like, I don't... Like, accidentally based or what?
Because women always betray you no matter what you do.
strides with confidence. The animation literally coded their bodies as masculine versus feminine, powerful versus weak. Now the voice work. I don't know about y'all, but I could listen to Jeremy Irons read a dictionary. He gives Scar a refined British accent, contrasted with James Earl Jones's deep American voice for Mufasa. Scar is sarcastic.
Actually, milady, this was chosen not to make Scar sound gay, but because Americans naturally hate British people. You're welcome for that little tidbit of lore. I don't know if you've ever heard of a little event called 1776. Very important to our history.
1812.
Yeah.
You know, the War of 1812 actually got started because a British naval officer pulled over an American merchant ship and literally had the captain of the merchant ship fucking flogged in front of his crew.
Yep.
Damn.
This is not a history channel. This is a cringe channel. Also,
Sorry.
thank you, Grulgar, for 2. Eve did eat the apple. She did.
I have that history
Eye rolls
tism.
and
Weirdly
exasperation.
kinky.
He's emotionally expressive in ways that Mufasa never is. And then there's his villain song, Be Prepared, which is total camp, guys.
Are we going to address the whole Nazi part of it?
Damn, it's peak. What the fuck is this bitch
one of
talking about?
one of the best villain songs.
Are we going to talk about the Nazi bit? We're going to talk about how the Nazis are very gay? Is that what,
She
is that
said-
where we're going? I mean, we're
Please,
talking about Be
please.
Prepared now. We need to talk about, the goose stepping.
A theatrical villain song complete with Nazi imagery.
There we go.
Hyenas goose stepping.
There we
It's just
go.
this over-the-top performative villainy.
She
The film
finally
explicitly
acknowledged
tells us
it, the
that
dumb
Scar is
bitch.
unfit to be king because he lacks traditional masculinity.
That is not why he's unfit to be king. He's unfit to be king because he's a fucking psycho that wants the hyenas to take over Pride Rock for whatever bizarre fucking reason he's coming up with.
He could
It was trying to it was trying to bring cultural enrichment to Pride Rock, but don't you know?
It's because he doesn't
Why
care
is he so
about...
bad for that, Mizu? He just wants to bring the sick migrants in.
Like, the reason he's shown constantly lounging and grooming himself is because he's lazy. He wants to be king of Pride Rock so he can sit on his little throne and not have to do anything. It has nothing to do with him being gay.
Are you implying that gay people are lazy?
Yeah. Toa for 5. What if she's heard the theory that Scar either had a congenital issue or parasitic infection, which is why he's so thin and weak? Yeah, that's a little reading a little too deep there.
If
That's
anyone brings
reaching.
up the quote live action movies, I'm just going to ignore you because they don't exist.
He's not fit because he's
Actually,
not
he was white in the
masculine
live
enough.
action
And he even
movies.
admits it.
Well, as far as brains go, I got the lion's share, but when it comes to brute strength, I'm afraid I'm at the shallow end of the gene pool.
He uses brains over brawn, a feminine strategy that the film codes as illegitimate. Mufasa's physical strength and protective patriarchy are natural and good. Scar's intelligence and strategic thinking are deceptive and evil. When Scar becomes king,
I like how you said that you tried to include protective as a negative male trait. I'm not letting that slide. I heard that.
It's
the
even
pride
shown in
falls
the
into
movie.
ruin. Why? Because feminine leadership is destructive. Only the hyper
No, because lazy ass leadership and cultural enrichment is shit for a country.
Overhunting would do
Yeah.
that to a country.
Look at Europe. Look at most of Europe.
She's just like fucking winging this. She had no idea what she's going on about.
masculine patriarch, first Mufasa and then Simba, can restore proper order. Scar's defeat is the restoration of the masculine hierarchy. Simba throws him off a cliff and Scar is eaten by hyenas, the followers that he manipulated through his feminine strategy rather than earning their loyalty through masculine strength.
What?
Yes, lady, manipulating people is bad. Do I have to tell? Why is she
She's
treating
not
that
wrong.
like it's a good thing?
She's not wrong that it's a feminine trait.
She didn't even say, notice, she didn't even say convincing. She said manipulating people is bad. Yeah, it is. Fuck it. What? Yes. What?
There are a lot of questions here about I can't help but just reiterate. Are you sure this is the angle you want to go with?
She seems very sure at this point. She's doubling down and tripling down.
I know you're afraid to. I'm not gonna give you too much. I'm not gonna give you too much trouble of it. But are you sure? Are you sure about this?
Manipulating people is bad? Question mark. Yeah. Whatever. Continue.
The message? The effeminate male must be eliminated so the strong masculine male can rule. His villainy is coded in the same way female ambition is coded, as scheming.
I guarantee you, if Scar was a chick, she would somehow so twist it and be like patriarchy, bad.
This is such a self-report. Holy shit.
It is.
Remember, guys.
You know, Scar is like women. They backstab, they're treasonous, they manipulate people, and that's portrayed as if it's a bad thing.
No, just because Hillary made you feel uneasy, that's just you. That's just you being, that's just you not. You don't get it. You don't get it. You're just not smart enough.
Beer Master for 5, let's talk about how the intellect of Scar led to absolute ruination of Pride Rock, while the muscle of Mufasa led to prosperity. Yeah. Well, that's part of her complaint, is intellect makes things bad. Intellect when used for selfishness,
let's also bear in mind that Scar is probably the only person who refers to their intellect in the entire thing. I'm just saying, good leadership skills they go without saying.
And illegitimate. So from this, the boys learn, don't be smart instead of strong. Don't be feminine, because feminine men don't deserve power. And if they get it, they'll destroy everything. Governor Ratcliffe from Pocahontas, the most...
This is not somebody I would have ever guessed is queer
coded. Ratcliffe was kinda,
Nah, bro, he's up there on me with Gaston.
Explicitly vain villain in the Disney canon, and his vanity is coded as feminine and evil. He's obsessed with his appearance. He's preening in a mirror. It's
most
not
British aristocrats were. They're full of themselves.
They were full of greed and avarice. They wanted more, and they wanted everyone to just bow down to them.
He's obsessed with
in
his
this
appearance.
particular scene, it's not appearance. He's bragging about being rich. Look at the beautiful gemstones we've gotten from. It's
for what it's worth. I mean, this seems to be that's just kind of. I don't think this is necessarily a feminine trait, because flexing on the underclass is what people do.
His attendant is kind of fluffy though. Yeah, no, his attendant is. But she's this is him being, being vain about his appearance. No, this is him flexing on everybody, being this is the old version of the guy rolling up in the Bugatti and being "What's up, bitches?"
He just walks up in his purple suit, because purple is a symbol of wealth.
Yeah, that's another. Today purple is kind of a feminine color. Back in the day, purple was for rich people.
Purple.
Purple was the color of status.
Yeah, dude, you wore purple back in the day. That was you basically telling everybody, look at me, look at how great I am.
Thank you,
Look at how rich I am, you course.
Grugar for 5. Mizu, you don't understand. We have to bring the Somalian hyenas over. Oh, you guys are trying to get me in trouble. Oh.
And he's preening in a mirror. He's, like adjusting his hat and everything, his ruffles and capes and jewelry. He's powdered and perfumed. He has his hair plaited with little bows on the ends. Everything about his presentation screams, this guy cares way too much about how he looks.
That's just historically accurate.
Yes.
Like,
a lot of nobles and rich people did that.
Aristocrats.
Like, you're reading in all of this extra meaning to it. But when they were making him, they're just like, yeah, no, this is just what rich people did.
And the film explicitly links his vanity to his villainy. His greed for gold is tied to his desire for status and...
That's not the same thing. Like, I mean, greed and vanity can kind of go hand in hand for a little bit. But no, for him, it's just greed. It's not, I want money so I look beautiful. It's, I want money because I want to be rich.
One could argue that the trait of vanity does include that desire
to acquire
for wealth,
to enhance his image and his reputation back in England, and how great it's going to be when he comes into court, dripping with gold and diamonds, and how everyone's going to be jealous of him, and they're finally going to love and accept him. His motivations are coded as shallow, which is considered feminine, contrasted with John Smith's
What?
I love that she's just like so much self-report. Like, he's shallow, like women. Okay, hon. Tell us how you really feel about yourself.
Can someone just give her a mirror?
She's just telling on herself at this point.
So, chat, so far what we've learned is that women are scheming. They're kind of like snakes. They're very shallow and very vain.
Oh yeah, being tall men are feminine.
I guess the main takeaway here.
Oh yeah, they're
is
tall and they
women are the
have
worst
elegant
thing ever.
hands. This will be.
I don't know why I'm just going fangs out today. I apologize.
And women are very manipulative. They manipulate people.
I apologize.
No, don't apologize.
Masculine desire for adventure. So he's physically soft, where John Smith is muscular and
physically soft. Did
What?
you see the physique on the guy?
Admit, that is not soft boy physique.
Ratcliffe a dog, a pug
Yes.
named Percy. Even his pet is feminized. Yeah, it's not subtle, y'all.
What? It's a fucking dog.
Lady, your waistline isn't subtle.
I'm so confused by like.
Also, I'm inclined to argue that the pug represents the
No, it was definitely a part of aristocracy too, because pugs are like extremely selectively bred.
Well, yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, one thing people may not think about is that pugs kind of sort of represent that new world thinking, or that old world thinking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Dogs are gay, doesn't mean tempts
they
gay.
selectively breed them to the point where these creatures could never survive at any meaningful capacity outside of captivity, basically.
Yeah.
Not subtle. Ratcliffe's defeat comes through his own vanity and cowardice. He uses another man as a human shield, revealing his lack of masculine courage. He's dragged back to England in disgrace, the feminine man punished for his failure to embody the masculine virtues. Now, the historical Radcliffe was a British colonizer who was brutal.
I just don't understand why we keep trying to frame protecting people as a negative masculine trait. Like,
So it wasn't cowardism punishable by death back then?
cowardice. I don't know.
Murdered a
Look,
bunch of
Mizu, you have to
indigenous people.
understand.
There, numerous atrocities. Disney turned him into a vain, effeminate buffoon,
Protecting people
conveniently killing two
is what the
birds with
government
one
does.
conservative stone. It sanitizes.
Oh, there's politics. There it is.
Whatever. We're gonna leave that one. We're gonna let that one hang.
Colonialism while reinforcing that feminine men are ridiculous and evil. Win-win. I talked about Ursula from The Little Mermaid in a previous video, but I think she...
Just so we're clear, she is trying to say that the movie portrayed John Ratcliffe as a feminine cowardice twink of some sort. And also they somehow use that to make Finding the New World look good and more palatable. Like, you don't understand what you're saying. Because if that was true, they also made the people who found the New World look like gay effeminate twinks. Which is negative, according to you, and should be snuffed out and destroyed. So by your own logic, this doesn't make sense. At all.
He fits both the feminist coding and the queer coding.
By the way, this video is about male villains. So take that for what you will.
That missing
villain
queer
tropes
quoting.
in Disney. I think
No, it's the actual title is Disney Taught Your Kids to Fear Femininity in Men. So just so we're clear, we're talking about the male villains. So Ursula.
I still find it funny she said that Ursula also embodied the feminine kind of villains. She's fat as shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
she might be where we see the intersection of misogyny and homophobia the most clearly. Ursula
What?
as I mentioned in my previous video, was explicitly modeled on the drag queen Divine. The animators studied Divine's performances, movements, and aesthetic. Pat Carroll gave an excellent vocal performance. With Ursula, there's no subtext, there's just text. Ursula the Sea Witch is a drag performance. And what does that mean? Ursula embodies exaggerated femininity performed by someone the film codes as not really female. Her femininity
When?
Ugly. Her entire shtick was to try and be beautiful. That's why she took
By the way, I thought we were going to have like 1 or 2 examples for this video. We're only halfway through it. So I feel like she's going to go through like every fucking Disney villain. And we've already given up on the male villains and we're on Ursula.
is performance, artifice, a deception. And that's exactly how patriarchy views both drag queens and powerful women, as deceptive and threatening. Visually, Ursula is fat, confident, and sexual. She takes up space. She's
Well, it's
comfortable in her own body.
sexual.
Yeah, I don't know where that one came from.
Yeah, sexual if you're a chubby chaser.
She uses her sexuality strategically. All of these traits
What the heck? Okay. Maybe when she was transformed into the hotter chick, but not base Ursula, not the tentacle witch.
It's coded as monstrous in women, as I've discussed. Her villain song, Poor Unfortunate Souls, which sadly I had to cut out of the last video because of copyright issues. That song is pure camp, theatrical, over the top. She's both performing femininity and mocking it at the same time. And the film codes this as evil because women who perform femininity consciously, who use it strategically rather than embodying it naturally, are very threatening. Ursula's power
So I don't know what she wants people to do. Did you want all of these like Disney songs to just be them sitting in place, staring directly at the camera, singing? Like they're supposed to give a performance. It is supposed to be sort of like Broadway musicals when they do the songs in these. Like I don't know what you want her to do or what you wanted them to do when they animated these. Or maybe you wanted it to be like Tarzan, where it's more like a montage, and the music is like not in universe. It's something you just see happening. I don't know what she wants.
comes from her voice and her intelligence. She's a businesswoman. She's making deals, coming up with strategies. She's manipulative and ambitious. In a woman, especially a confident and sexual woman, these traits make her a monster. And her defeat? Prince Eric impales her with the ship's bow. Another phallic symbol.
What?
That's a reach, lady. That
Excuse
is
me.
a reach.
He
That is
impaled
such a
Ursula because she was a giant fucking monster and the barrel of the ship was pointed to be like a sword. What are you talking about?
You know,
Oh.
the
I
historically
remember the
very
sword,
penis-shaped thing that is the front of a giant fuck-off boat.
Okay.
I was in the Navy
one
and this
thing
is
that I
more
find
gay than
Destroying the
that.
powerful
What the
woman.
I find it so strange how often, like, especially like in things like, weapons and stuff like that and stuff, they always want to portray it as though it's a phallic thing. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah. People use the word
Like,
phallus like way too much. It's like, a phallus
do.
is supposed to be like rounded, like cucumber shaped. It's not just any stick. Also, thank you, Baked Buddhist, for the 5 months membership. Love how all the things she says are toxic feminine traits or her self-reporting her red flags.
Yep.
Doesn't the tip
Look,
of a
it's
ship
very
have a
nice of
female
her.
statue? Typically, yes. It would have something like a mermaid on it.
It depends. It depends on what they're going for. Generally, the figurehead of a ship normally,
Well, it could be like
typically it reflected.
eagles, lion
Well, yeah,
heads. There were all kinds of things.
It reflected things like the ship's name and the ship's identity. It was almost as important to the ship as the ship's name was. It may be an animal, or
Yeah.
it may be something like a. It could just as easily be like a statue of Poseidon or something like that.
But the
You know what I
famous
mean?
ones people would know were typically mermaids and mermen.
Yeah, sure.
Although
Yep,
I've seen a lot
definitely.
that tended to have birds of some sort as well.
Masculine violence defeats feminine power, and the gender order is hereby restored. Here's the crucial point. Ursula is punished for the exact same traits that make the male villains villainous. Theatricality, strategic intelligence, emotional expressiveness, performance over authenticity. The difference is that Ursula is also punished for being a woman who refuses to be small, quiet, and submissive.
No, she's a woman who is punished for exploiting other women and stealing shit from them.
We just gonna ignore the part where she stole Ariel's voice. We gonna forget about that.
Stole Ariel's voice, stole Poseidon's crown and kingdom, stole the power, almost killed multiple people. We're just going to ignore all that. No, it's because she's a fucking woman. That's why.
Also, if we're gonna read too deep into it, she's like, well, Ursula's bad because she's emotionally expressive. Okay, well then, do you know the entire other half of the movie is King Triton learning that he needs to be emotionally expressive because he's completely closed off and refusing to talk to Ariel? Like, you're not actually thinking the movie all the way through. You're just kind of picking one side and running with it and hoping like nobody thinks about it too much.
I tell you, the number of stories that could have just ended, just didn't have to happen if people just sat down and talked for a few minutes.
Ariel gives up her voice to get legs and attract a man. Ursula uses her
No, she wants to see like what's on the surface, and yes, she does want to meet the guy, but she wants to meet the guy because he's human, and she wants to know more about humanity.
She's a surfaceable. It can't be helped.
Ariel's song wasn't about trying to get the man, it was trying to be part of your world.
She wants to be up top. She wants to see the people. She wants to see the leggies. She wants to see like the forks and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, she wants the leggies. She specifically says she wants the feet specifically. She says it in the song.
Oh, not that.
Oh no! Oh no!
You're reminding me of that comic. God
They
damn
made
it.
I didn't know that they made a movie about
The
Looney
only Little
Tunes.
Mermaid comic I know about is she goes to the surface and she becomes a prostitute.
voice
Wait,
as
what?
power. Both the drag-coded
For what
villain
it's worth.
and the feminist villain must be destroyed.
Yeah.
The coding of male villains as feminine is fundamentally about misogyny. Under patriarchy, feminine traits are devalued because they're associated with women, and women are considered lesser. Emotionality, theatricality, grace, concern with your
Oh, so yeah, I did see Anno. That apparently John Smith led a very interesting life. But this is not the history show. This is the cringe feminist show.
Is theatricality an explicitly feminine trait?
Apparently.
Like I'm sure if you look hard enough, you'll find some guys out there. They get a little.
Oh yeah.
Excessive.
Strategic thinking, manipulation, these are all traits coded as feminine and therefore inferior. When men embody these traits, they're not just violating gender norms, they're lowering themselves to the status of women. And that's the ultimate male transgression under patriarchy. Choosing to be like women when you could be dominant. Choosing to be lesser when you could be more. Disney's female villains share traits with the queer-coded male villains. All of these women are punished for rejecting traditional femininity. Motherhood, submission, self-sacrifice, modesty. The message is that whether you're a man acting feminine.
Don't think I didn't notice you slid self-sacrifice in there. Because that's the thing. They'll like say these things that it's like, yeah, if a woman doesn't want to be a mother, she doesn't have to be. That's whatever. But then you'll slide in like just something that is inherently good as a person. Like with the men one, right? They'll be like, oh, you know, domineering, macho, protective.
Self-sacrifice is typically a male trait, not a female trait.
Yeah. But it's funny how she'll like slip in those like good things in there that are just objectively good for all people at all times. It's like, well, that's something you should be able to choose. I don't really think you should be able to choose that. I think that should just be like a natural thing.
I think self-sacrifice is something that it tends to find you more often than not. But you know.
Feminine or a woman rejecting femininity, you're transgressing the gender hierarchy and you must be destroyed. Patriarchy requires men to be dominant, strong, stoic, action-oriented providers and protectors. It requires women to be submissive, nurturing, emotional, in acceptable ways, soft but not angry, appearance-focused.
Did we give up on the villains?
Mothers and supporters of men.
Yeah,
I feel like now she's just venting.
He's done with the villains.
She's just venting now.
Yeah, I asked him to it. There's like nothing else, no more villains.
Oh, here, we'll keep going.
But you can't act like you care too much about it. You know, like the hot girl who doesn't know she's hot from the 90s teen rom-com. I should talk about one of those too.
Oh, there's comments
Anyone
there.
who steps outside these roles threatens the system. Feminine men reveal that masculinity is a performance and not natural. If a man can be graceful, theatrical, and emotionally expressive, then natural masculinity is a lie. The whole system of male dominance based on biological destiny collapses. Masculine or powerful women reveal that.
I don't know what some of these ladies think they're saying when they say that. Like, okay, so you have collapsed the male idea of society or some shit. We still have all the muscle and all the guns. I don't know. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? That we're just gonna, like... If you genuinely believe society is controlled by men, and those men are scared of other men finding out they're allowed to be effeminate, why is your assumption not just that they would get violent if that, like, broke out? Because you're saying we control society.
It always comes from this perspective that men are extraordinarily insecure.
Yeet tweeted
Have you
about a
ever
Google
noticed
Docie, but it's about the flesh folk, I think. We don't care about the flesh folk around here.
I don't give a shit about the meat bags.
God hates flesh.
Female submission isn't natural. If a woman can be strong, ambitious, and authoritative, then natural female weakness is also a lie. Women's subordination can't be justified as a biological necessity. Both threat.
But it can be forced. Like, if you actually believe you are in this society, then you saying this means nothing because you can still be forced into it. Like, a good example I think of is because, you know, I do my Lawtism on Wednesdays. And every once in a while, we'll watch videos from sovereign citizens. And they'll say shit like that they are under a fascist government. And then they'll just start speaking their bullshit. And the first thing I always think when I see all of those is, like, if you genuinely believe this worldview, if you genuinely believe that you are under the thumb of an oppressive society, what makes you think that just telling people that it's an oppressive society is going to fix anything? Because you're still under it. Like, what are you going to do? Kind of the same thing with this. Like, what's going to happen?
How do you fight it?
Exactly. I don't think they've thought of it at all. In the slightest.
look, so it's very easy to, you know, kind of just have a bit of a, like, you know, it's very easy to talk about things. It's a bit harder to, you know,
To think
actually
about them.
understand them.
And the hierarchy that says masculine traits are superior and men deserve power based on those traits. Homophobia and misogyny are not separate systems. They're two enforcement mechanisms for the same system. Male supremacy. Both punish gender nonconformity. Both require rigid roles. Both devalue femininity. Queer-coded male villains are punished for being like women. Female villains are punished for not being women in the correct way. But the root is the same. Femininity is inferior, and anyone who embodies it wrong must be eliminated. Every film ends with gender roles being firmly back in place. The masculine hero wins. The princess marries the prince. The villain loses.
The first one you brought up was Jafar, and Aladdin is quite literally a street rat.
Yep.
That's kind of the
That's
whole
what
point of the movie. I don't know if somebody told you that or not, but
Greatness can. He's a diamond in the rough. Greatness can come from the most unlikely of places. That's the moral of the story.
yeah.
Traditional gender order is natural and good. This is why you can't fight homophobia without fighting misogyny.
What the fuck?
Ah, there it is. There it is. There it is. There it
Think
is.
about the women.
Gay people abused, women most affected. It's so funny.
Because they're the same system. The hatred of feminine men and the hatred of powerful women come from the same source. The belief that femininity is weakness, that masculinity is strength, and that this hierarchy is natural and must be maintained. Boys learn, don't be like women. Femininity is degrading. If you're like one of these villains, you're evil and you'll lose. Real men are like the heroes. Strong, stoic, action-oriented. And girls...
You know, she didn't really talk about many of the older Disney videos.
No,
Like,
she did.
Then you would have had kind of a point with the men being strong and stoic, because the traditional Disney prince was kind of just like a strong, stoic guy that showed up for like 2 minutes at the end of the movie. But you brought up
Storytelling wasn't
Aladdin as one of your first ones. Aladdin is ridiculously expressive for a Disney prince type character.
He's self-conscious about being a street rat.
He's very performative too. Like, he's quite literally performative. He does costume changes during his chase. He is almost as performative, if not more performative, than Jafar the entire time. Like, I don't think you actually watched Aladdin. And also, no, she did not bring up Peter Pan. I could have swore if she was going to say anybody, she was going to say Captain Hook. But she did not.
learn, don't be powerful like Ursula. Be submissive like Ariel. Use your femininity.
Ariel's not submissive, though.
What is it about Ariel?
Ariel went to
What?
Ursula specifically to defy her dad. She's quite literally not submissive. It's her whole
She's
character.
rebellious, if anything.
And the movie doesn't teach her to be submissive either. At the very end of it, it teaches her dad that he needs to let her go and let her be her own woman. God, you did not watch this fucking movie, woman.
Correctly. Be beautiful but
She did-
modest.
oh.
Emotional but never angry. Nurturing and never demanding. Step outside of those boundaries and you are a monster who will never find a good man. Everyone learns that traditional gender roles are natural. Deviation from them is unnatural and therefore evil. The system must be maintained, and if you threaten it by being a feminine man or a powerful woman, you deserve to be destroyed. These ideas don't just harm queer people, they harm everyone.
You know, chat, some of the stuff she's saying reminds me, because somebody mentioned it earlier that she was just Anita Sarkeesian. There's like a really famous video of Anita Sarkeesian paying somebody to play Hitman for her. And she's like, and the game encourages you to kill these innocent strippers and toy with their bodies. And you see on screen,
What?
Yep.
you see on screen
money.
as she shoots one of the
And
strippers,
and
it says
it's
like a minus 50 points killed innocent. Because in Hitman, you are not supposed to kill anybody but your target. And any extra deaths count against you. Like, and it literally says as he's dragging the body around, shit like spotted by NPC minus 100 points, spotted by another NPC minus 100 times 2, killed non-target NPC minus 50 points. And she's like, you are rewarded and encouraged by the game to kill these people. It's like, you're fucking drunk, woman. That's the feed I'm getting off this woman. Like, she's not actually watched any of these videos or movies. She's just making shit up.
Having us turned out to be smart.
Yeah.
Of gender roles as moral absolutes, that this is how the world should work. Masculine men deserve power. Feminine men are a threat. Ambitious women are monsters. Submissive women are rewarded. They're actually not, but that's a different video. This is why revisiting and analyzing Disney films matters. These aren't just entertaining cartoons. These stories are conservative gender ideology sold to children during their most formative years. And
thank you for the 5, Internet Zen Master. Can confirm what Mizu's saying about the Hitman video. Most hilarious part was Anita faking playing the game when she did that. Yeah, it came out later that she was paying people to play the games for her. Or in some cases, she was stealing them from smaller YouTube channels in hopes that nobody would see like where she got it from.
Reinforced through repeated viewing. We watched these films over and over and over and over again. Everyone knows these villains. We can quote them. The patterns became invisible because they were ubiquitous. And now, as adults, we carry these lessons in our bodies, our assumptions, our gut reactions to people who don't perform gender correctly. Queer people learn to see themselves as villains, or learn to hide their identities entirely. If every feminine man in media is evil, what does that teach you about your own femininity as a
lady? You're just repeating yourself like over and over again. This video could have been like 10 minutes long, maybe 15 if you didn't constantly repeat yourself. Like, Jesus Christ.
I am tempted just to say that line, leave the kids alone. If the movies are aimed at kids, if she's saying that kids are queer, go fuck yourself.
man. If theatrical expression and emotional vulnerability are villain traits, how do you even learn how to be yourself? Straight people learn to associate queerness and femininity in men with danger. Boys learn to police other boys, and fathers learn to police their sons. Don't act like that. Don't cry. Stop being so dramatic. It became shorthand for unacceptable masculinity, and this cultural programming has real consequences. Gender nonconforming people face violence. Queer people internalize homophobia and spend years unlearning the message that their identity is villainous. Trans people face violence that's rooted in the idea that gender nonconformity is deceptive and dangerous. The exact message that Disney coded into every one of those villains I just talked about. Boys learn to police their own emotional expression and their own interests. Anything coded.
I hate touching on this subject because I know it's a deeply controversial subject, but trans people are not seen as deceptive because people learn that from Disney movies. A lot of trans people are seen as deceptive because they literally deceive their partners and refuse to tell them the truth until, like, the last possible moment. Like, it is a ridiculous problem.
Yeah.
So,
like, it's
don't
okay.
parent your kids is also something she said?
Like,
what?
And just to clarify, because I know some people out the YouTube world are gonna, like, quote that out of context to get mad. I'm not saying being trans is deceptive, but if you're gonna sleep with somebody, they kind of need to know before, you know, the pants are coming off.
Be upfront because not everybody's gonna be on board with that. Like,
yeah, they have to know before the
honestly,
pants are coming off.
You'd be surprised though how many guys are okay. Like, there are guys out there that are okay with it.
I mean, there's plenty of guys that'll still do it. You just have to be upfront with them.
Right.
Honestly, you're kind of asking to get murdered if that happens.
Exactly. Yeah,
If you do something like that.
exactly. Or hurt. I'm not saying it's right that you get hurt from that, but I'm saying you are
It's
playing
not
a dangerous
necessarily
game.
right, but it's an honest response from the person who's experiencing it. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, you're playing a dangerous game. Don't play a dangerous game. It's be safe for yourself if nothing else. Oh. Brilliant of
Don't-
Disney to program
don't
people against
give-
modern
don't give
issues
that-
35 years ago.
Well, the other thing is, don't give that person you deceived a negative impression of what trans people are like, you know? Because that's not a good look for the trans community if you do shit like that.
Unfortunately,
I am not
it ends
reading
up
that
leading to
chat,
only
but I
more
am glad you're a
issues.
very open person, chatter. Have fun, you do you.
As feminine becomes off limits. They learn that real men don't cry, don't dance, don't care about fashion, don't express vulnerability. And the cost of those beliefs is depression, violence, and suicide, because emotional repression kills. It's also costing them money and successful careers. Masculine coded jobs and industries are shrinking, while feminine coded jobs and industries are growing. And millions of young men are not considering certain jobs because they think of them as feminine.
Name one.
They're not doing those jobs because those jobs don't pay as well.
Well, I'm also just gonna say, name one. Name one quote-unquote feminine coded job that is like extremely growing right now. Just one.
Teachers, that's it.
Name one
Teaching.
that is lucrative right now.
Oh no, teaching
Teacher?
is like fucking tanking right now.
Teaching is one of those things that you do because you enjoy it. You don't do it because you get paid well. I'm sorry to say, but it's
Teachers get paid shit.
They do get paid shit.
I will actually, I've always pushed back against this because I've actually, if you ever look at like teachers' unions, they'll never say how much they're being paid. They'll just say they're petitioning for higher pay. And they'll never say
I'm
like
pretty
what they're
sure that
petitioning
it's
for.
mostly the teachers' unions that end up taking that, though. I don't think it's necessarily the actual teachers who really get much of that.
Well, the thing is, a lot of teachers are typically making between like 25 to 30 an hour for, but they get paid a full year's wages for half a year's work. Teachers actually make a lot of money, and they always
That
kind
is
of
a fair
hide
point.
how much they're making.
You know what? Fair point. Fair point.
I know, because I was a teacher for a while, and my aunt was a teacher, and we're kind of in an area where we're considered some of the lower paid teachers.
Wait, you used to work as a teacher?
Yeah.
That's kind of hard to envision, honestly.
Holy shit.
Granted, I was technically a sub, but they were still paying me like 24
I mean,
an
a
hour.
sub is still, I mean, you know, of course you were a sub. But,
I don't think these
nah, that'd be a tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went back to teach some graphic design. Which, granted, it was actually kind of easy for me because I was teaching high schoolers that took that as an elective, and they wanted to be there typically. There was only a couple people that didn't really want to be there, and for those ones, you just kind of let them fail. I mean, you never really fail, right? Because it's just art shit. So they always pass, but you always just give them enough to pass to get them out of the class. And then the next year, if they show up for graphic design 2, then you failed them.
As
Fair.
women's work, even education itself has become feminine coded just because there are too many women in it that are doing too well. This indoctrination is literally costing.
Wait, what? I gotta scroll. What did she say?
There's
As
too many women in
feminine,
it?
as women's work.
too
Even
well?
education itself has become feminine coded just because there are too many women in it that are doing too well.
No, it was feminine coded because for some reason it was seen as dangerous to have a male work with children. You are actually teaching is feminine coded because of actual misandry against men. You have this one backwards.
Oh yeah, it's also another detail. If a woman's in a room with a bunch of kids, nobody really cares too much. If a man's in a room with a bunch of kids, he's probably, there's probably some stuff going on.
Yeah.
Even though I think the rates are actually,
Oh, yeah,
worse.
it's very slanted towards women.
This indoctrination is literally costing young men their future. Girls learn to make themselves smaller, less ambitious, less powerful. They learn that female authority is threatening. They internalize the message that their power has to be soft, indirect, and non-threatening. Otherwise, people will view them as monsters. I know there will be people in the comments saying, oh, you're reading too much into this. They're just cartoons.
You are.
It's just entertainment. But
Is
this
exactly what
dismissal
you're doing.
ignores how children children actually learn. We learn through stories. We learn.
No, you don't.
Can someone confirm, is she a child psychiatrist?
If she
I
is,
would
she-
like to
she-
see your
she-
credentials, ma'am.
Take it away.
If not, everything she said is literally just fucking propaganda.
Also, thank you, Internet Zen Master for 5. Masculine coded jobs are always the higher paying jobs. This lady is talking less sense than Anita Sarkeesian, which is terrifyingly impressive.
Yeah, please. Sewage management. We need more women in that.
Yeah.
Coal mining, oil riggers. Come on.
No, unfortunately, oil rig jobs aren't very accessible these days.
Yeah.
through repeated patterns. We learn through watching who gets rewarded and who gets punished. That cartoon that's just a movie that you watched 50 times between the ages of 3 and 10, that's
Also, I hate. Let me double check really quick. When did this video come out? This came out 4 days ago. So I hate to inform you, miss. Children are not watching these movies anymore. Granted, I think what they're watching is so much worse. But
Yep. Oh yeah.
in the year of our Lord 2025, children are just flat out not watching these types of movies anymore. Not just the old ones, they're not watching the new ones either.
YouTube Kid.
It is the iPad generation. You are literally like 10 years too late to talk about this problem, if it even was a problem.
You cannot save the modern children.
Yeah.
They are unsalvageable.
If this
Yeah,
was
you
even a
seem
problem,
crazy.
you are 10 years too late. I'm sorry.
If a child watches more than 2 hours of Coco Melon, they're done. It's over.
Yeah.
This current generation is gonna just kill itself. The next generation is probably gonna be the savior.
formative education. It's not neutral. It's teaching you how the world works, who deserves power, which traits are good and which traits are evil. We absorb these messages without questioning them because they're wrapped in entertainment, in music, in beautiful animation. We don't consciously think feminine men are evil. We just feel it in our gut when we see this. This is from the 2019 Oscars. That's Billy Porter on the red carpet. And then
I don't know who that is.
Why does that look so
I don't know who
photoshopped?
Billy Porter is,
It
nor should I
looked-
give a shit.
That picture looks photoshopped as well.
Billy Porter, American singer and actor. His full name is William Ellis Porter.
He's got a very impressive weight. I'm sure he skipped a lot of meals to get that.
Oh, that's actually an actual photo. He did wear that dress because he's also also a fashion designer too.
He was in the Amazon original movie Cinderella and in the Proud Family reboot. It looks like the oldest thing he was in was Anastasia.
Oh, that's an
new or
ancient
old one?
one.
Yeah, that's very ancient.
What was he in Anastasia?
The actual old Anastasia?
Yeah, 1990. It says he was in the 1997 Anastasia.
Oh shit!
Also, I'm gonna just say, guys, kilts are extraordinarily based, but you have to wear them correctly.
They
no
were just
underwear.
they were just in he was just an ensemble singer in Anastasia.
Oh, okay.
So
The
he,
difference between a kilt and a skirt is underwear.
he was in Big Mouth.
Oh dear God.
Oh,
God damn it.
yeah.
Can't Cancel Pride. Visibly Out on Television. The 44th Annual Kennedy Center Honors, which has a giant pride flag over it. It looks like a lot of shit he was in was gay related. Fabulous, the
There's a lot
story
of
of
gay
queer
stuff.
cinema. Yeah, no,
So
like
in other words, it's kind of just a gay guy being a gay guy.
also this is how I learned that apparently there's a Hunger Games movie next year.
What?
He is going to
Like
be in Hunger Games 2026 Sunrise on the Reaping.
Isn't that supposed to be like a prequel sweet sequel? It's not like that's just a movie only thing, not canon to the books.
Hunger
do people
Games:
even
Sunrise on the
care about
Reaping
Hunger
is a
Games?
prequel focusing on young Hamish Abernathy competing in the brutal 50th Hunger Games.
Is he playing Hamish?
Yeah, no, I don't know who playing Hamish. It's 24 years before Katniss Everdeen.
I mean,
Hamish will be played by a guy called Joseph Zeta.
interesting concept for the movie, I guess, but it's like I don't have much faith in their ability to not screw it up profoundly.
And the Hunger Games wasn't that great to begin with, wasn't it?
I mean,
It's like
it
a
was
mid-ass
okay.
I mean, it was a teen girl movie.
Wasn't it like a really
It was
racist ass like part of the movie where like it was one district that was all black, and when all their contestants died, they had a riot and burn down their freaking districts. It's like, what did you mean by this?
I don't know for sure if that was the specific thing, but
No, it's in the. I think it's in the third movie, part 1, is when Katniss had a speech, and then everyone in that city went to go to a hydroelectric dam and blew it up.
Also, really quick, thank you, Internet Zenmaster 5. Proud Family reboot, quote unquote, disgusting.
Yeah.
It was a shit show. We're almost done though. We're close to the end.
After we see that, we write things like this. No one needs to build a new ark for God to wash away all this once before it's too late. It's very
Just 3 likes on fucking Facebook. It's probably a bot. Like,
super villainy. Please someone tell me this dude
that's not him calling him evil.
is gay because no straight man would ever wear this. Porter appeared in that gown he wore on the red carpet in 2019 at the Oscars on an episode of Sesame Street, and that photo was posted on their Instagram. Let's look at some of the comments from that post. All you're doing is trying to indoctrinate kids. Absolute degeneracy. Absolutely unnecessary. Keep your weirdo sexuality to yourself. Why feel the need to publicly be a weirdo? Stop teaching our children to be degenerate. It's confusing to children watching Sesame Street on national TV. Why is it confusing?
Correct.
It's confusing
is.
because they know if children see men dressed like this, they will begin to think it's permissible. And we've spent millennia training them to think that it's not. That's cultural programming. Disney has tried to address this in recent years.
We didn't teach them millennia. It is in our biology. It's in a lot of fucking animal biology.
Let's go over here. Like, you want to say millennia? You're gonna be that freaking hyperbolic about it.
Oh, no, let's let her keep grasping at straws. We're almost done.
Live action remakes have rewritten the villain stories. Maleficent gets a sympathetic backstory. Cruella becomes an anti-hero fighting the establishment. But often these remakes just make villains sympathetic without really addressing the gender coding. And the original films, they still circulate. They're over there on Disney Plus, and people are still watching them. Children are still watching them. They are still shaping.
The children are not watching them. I assure you, you have nothing to worry about on that front.
New generations. Here's why we need to talk about Disney's queer-coded villains in 2025. Because the same patriarchal fear that created these villains is driving legislation right now. Politicians don't have to explain why gender nonconformity is dangerous. We already know it in our gut because Disney taught us. Drag bans, bathroom bills, book banning, restrictions on
The government has not banned any book. Stop with the book banning. You sound retarded. Bathroom bans are a completely different beast.
Examples of everything you're saying.
I
Give
swear,
examples.
every time they say book bans, it's like one school district in like the deep south does not allow a book in their school libraries. And what's in the book? Typically, it's porn.
Yes. Thank you, Beardmaster,
I'm sorry
for 5.
that the kid. Yes, I agree. The kids should be able to just rent Bible Black at the school library.
Thank you, Beardmaster, for 5. Is she thinking that patriarchy control every country and the culture that ever existed to program people? Actually, yes. A lot of them do believe that patriarchy has taken over the world.
trans healthcare, bans on discussing LGBTQ plus identity in schools. The rhetoric is always the same. We're protecting children from gender ideology. This is patriarchy using state power to punish gender nonconformity. It's the same fear that Disney animated for decades. Here's the through line. From the 1930s to the 1990s, Disney creates queer-coded villains who teach children that gender nonconformity.
She is way out of line on this. Also, thank you, Dragon Master, for the $16.99. Back at the beginning of the stream, best adaptation of the Greek pantheon belongs to Hercules Untold Stories, starring Kevin Sabo. Or Sabo.
Let's see that real quick.
Conformity equals evil. Generations absorb the message that feminine men are dangerous, deceptive, and predatory. Fast forward to the 2020s. Legislators claim LGBTQ plus visibility grooms children into sexual deviance. They ban drag performances, restrict trans rights, remove books with queer characters from school.
To clarify, they did not ban drag performances. They banned including children in drag performances. And they didn't even really ban it everywhere. It was like a heavy suggestion that you shouldn't be including children in drag performances, which is very different.
Also, drag performances should not be in public libraries or
also,
children libraries.
Internet Zen Master 5, am I the only one who hates the term coded? Yes, people are protecting the kids from degenerates like you, lady. It's very weird that we already ended up at, why won't they let the children in the drag show?
Schools.
Yeah, but drag shows, they're mainly adult entertainment, aren't they?
Yeah.
Dude, drag shows are very, very...
They get very racy.
They're very stripper-coded.
Yes. They get very racy.
I apologize to everybody that doesn't like the use of the word coded. I love using the word coded for stuff. I can't get enough of it.
Thank you, Grulgar, for 5. Keep making videos, lady. 56% of the nation is having gay fatigue. Keep talking and we can get it repealed. I can't get it repealed because I have a boyfriend. I'm allowed to be gay.
Same enforcement of gender hierarchy. Disney helped create the cultural foundation for today's moral panic. Why are drag performers banned from reading to children? Because they perform femininity, and patriarchy teaches that feminine men are predatory.
No, because a lot of them were on sex offender registries.
Well, I can tell you, the most famous one that ended up convincing people to ban it was there was a drag performer that showed up to a library covered in dildos. And that became a national scandal because he was reading specifically to like 5-year-olds. And
there was also a drag performer who let a child reach up and grab his cock.
Yes, and you can sit here and you can look at people and you can tell them that they just don't like him because he's performing femininity. No, it's because even if you allowed like drag to children, that was very clearly 200 steps too far. Like, that wasn't even just fell over the line. That was ran as far as humanly possible across the line until somebody stopped them.
And Master puts it in clear light. Drag shows and drag performers in itself are adult entertainment.
Well, no, it's a super chat. It has to read the whole thing. So, no one Internet Zen Master for 10. No one has a problem with burlesque shows, aka drag shows. They are adult entertainment. Always have been. Always will be. Pushing for kids to see drag shows is creepy. Like, and she's just like, oh, why can't the kids watch the drag show? Because there's a lot of problems with it. There's a lot of
Also, if you try to make the drag show child-friendly, I feel like you innately lose a lot of what makes the drag show fun.
Yeah, probably.
Put simply, kids ruin everything you bring them into.
Where did we learn that from? Decades and decades of queer-coded villains. Why are trans women...
Also, chat, be careful what you say in YouTube chat. I don't want to get myself beamed.
Accused of invading women's spaces because gender nonconformity is coded as deceptive and dangerous. Where did we learn that from? Ursula, Jafar, from every villain who performed gender incorrectly. Why are gay men stereotyped as to children because we were taught that theatrical, graceful, emotionally expressive men are villains. We learned that from Scar, from Governor Radcliffe. The groomer accusation is the modern version of the queer-coded villain. Both say...
I always think of that picture of the guy in the courtroom, and it says, a leftist would they hear that Kyle fired into a crowd and shot a pedophile. That could have been me. Like, sticking up for the groomer thing is not the hill you want to die on.
No, I don't understand this shit. Why are you defending the pedos? Why are you defending the pedos? Like, here's the thing, right? Like, most average Americans, right, don't give a shit if you're gay. They're like, oh, I wanted to say something really important. I'm gay. Oh, well, we kind of guessed it. No one really gives a shit because we don't take issue with it, and most people, I don't know, it doesn't really make you very special anymore.
Frog Jupiter for 5. I remember when Red from Overly Sarcastic Productions said King Kong was black-coded. Leftist also said Pennywise and Babadook were gay-coded.
Are you sure that isn't who you want to die on, guys?
So you're saying
Also, I don't know much about it, but I've heard the new It show is actually pretty good.
I've seen the clips. It looks pretty decent, but I don't want to give Stephen King money because he wrote an underage orgy in the original book for It.
I just don't like Stephen King. That really is
Gender
kind of
nonconforming people are dangerous to children. Both enforce rigid gender roles through fear. Both punish femininity in men and masculinity in women. These moral panics target women who reject traditional femininity. Trans men, butch lesbians, women in male-dominated fields, women who are too loud, too ambitious, too masculine. The messaging is consistent. Everyone must perform their assigned gender correctly or face the consequences. Deviation equals danger. And the root? Misogyny. Femininity is devalued, so men must avoid it at all costs, and women must embody it in the correct way. Understanding the pattern helps us resist it. We can't dismantle what we don't name. When we see the through line from Scar's limp wrist to the drag bans, we understand that this isn't about protecting children. It's about enforcing patriarchal gender roles through law and cultural programming. Disney didn't invent patriarchy, but Disney gave it a visual language, memorable characters, and catchy songs. They made gender policing entertaining, and we are living with the consequences of that. So what can we do about it? We can recognize these patterns in the media that we consume and create. We can teach children to question who they're told to root against and why. We can understand that homophobia, transphobia, and misogyny are intertwined. They all enforce gender hierarchy. They all punish deviation. Fighting one means fighting all three. We can create new stories where gender nonconformity isn't evil. It's just human. These stories shaped us. They taught us who to fear, who to trust, what's normal, what's deviant. They gave us the cultural programming that justifies discrimination. We can choose different stories. We can choose different villains. We can choose a different world. One where people aren't punished for how they perform their gender. One where power isn't reserved only for...
I have no idea what she's going on about. Like, she's just rambling.
She's trying to be really inspiring.
It's just word salad.
She's trying to be inspired. Do you not feel inspired right now?
Are you not entertained?
Oh, I feel so inspired right now. You know what I want to do?
Don't finish that statement.
My anger has left me. I'm just left.
No, I just want to reach for Mossberg and be like, I wonder what a shotgun tastes like.
Internet Sin Master for 10. Kid-friendly drag show is just guys playing dress-up. Yes, Pennywise and Babadook were seen as gay queer icons. We're shipped with creepypasta OCs occasionally, but Tumblr fandoms are cancer.
Yes, they are.
Men who perform masculinity correctly, one where femininity isn't degradation. The real villainy was teaching children that people who don't perform gender correctly deserve to be destroyed. See you next time. If you enjoy this kind of content...
I don't enjoy this kind of content.
I don't think I will. I don't think I will see you next time. I hope to never see you at all.
How did the comments go on this? I need to swap it too.
Okay, so it's 733 likes. Well, how many views is it? Oh, yep, that's not good.
Bless you.
Sorry about that.
God bless
Thank
you.
you.
Do you have the extension that shows you the like to dislike ratio?
Oh no, I never cared about that thing.
I don't think that extension is nearly as accurate as they want to claim it is, but you know.
It's accurate in 5%.
This has to be the stupidest thing I've ever seen or heard. One, Jafar is a mage, and his theme is a snake, which in both Arab and European mythology, snakes are evil. Also, Jafar is a noble. They are known for being well-groomed, and he's the royal advisor, which means he would have to be well-groomed, is not to be seen as sloven, which would look bad on the royal family. Another thing, we are sexually dimorphic species, and which means we tend to be taller and stronger of the two sexes. If he was a matriarchal, like most insects, women would be the stronger sex, but your stupid ideology wouldn't be able to understand that little bit. Also, if you wanted to talk about gay-coded, you should have talked about Hades, who would have been the better one to follow, better one to try and throw your net at.
For real.
Car made me gay just right below it.
Wait, who is? A Scar made me gay. I doubt
There
there's
he is.
any top comments that are negative.
This is awesome. Take no more.
Let's see.
That one from 4 days ago with 49 likes. That reeks of bot.
Love your work, thank you.
Lion Spence fucking movie. Being a bold-faced liar, he can only complain kind of right. And he was still champion as a hero of the movie. Because okay.
Yes,
That
this
wasn't
entire
portrayed
video.
in a good light, you dumbass.
I've started saying that Disney movies are just as dangerous and damaging as porn.
What a statement there. Okay, I mean,
Kinda.
Yeah, no, everyone's just kind of going along with it.
I'm a straight woman who's been charged.
People.
Okay, let's just see
Except
your
Gaston, or
preference.
was he deeply closeted homosexual?
They make it that way in the live action remake.
Yeah.
look, I think personally the worst that Gaston is like, you know, he's just a guy I kind of like, you know, he's just a little bit insecure is all.
Yeah, no, she doesn't really have any challengers.
I'll guarantee it's because she removes it.
True.
Give it tomorrow, and that comment about Aladdin will be removed.
Possibly. Holy shit, my RPG group will watch this crap. Good luck! But chat, that's all I really had for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as can be enjoyed.
All that I'm left with is apathy.
Also, Matthew Cornell says, Shiroi, you have a cute voice. They specifically added me to tell you that.
Don't be nice. Don't be nice.
But yeah, like,
Thank
I don't know what these people want.
Also, I'm sorry if I made any stupid comments.
Oh, Kendra's still streaming. I rated into Kendra.
Honestly, I think a lot of that plays into the usual, you know, typically you're encouraged to be negative online because, you know, negativity tends to get more views.
Drama is the next thing. People want to keep following.
Acquire more.
Let me see, are they still
spend more
streaming?
time collecting things.
Yeah, I think they're still streaming. Guys, we're going to rate you over to Kendra. I hope you all have a good night. And don't forget, we do have the autisms tomorrow. Be good for Kendra, guys. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
Bye.